Hi guys, welcome to Banned Book Week, day 5. So today we're talking about one of the most famous books, probably, I think, of all time, The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty, who I'm sad to actually have just found out this morning as I was doing a little more research, passed away in January. That's kind of sad. So, The Exorcist has been banned many times since it was released in 1971 for profanity, occultism, graphic scenes, and I mean, yeah. I mean, if you don't know anything about The Exorcist from book to movie, yeah. At the time I was reading this, I did not realize I was reading the 40th anniversary edition, which was revised by William Peter Blatty, and had like a whole new scene put in with a brand new character. But I mean, it wasn't really changed that much from the original book. So The Exorcist follows many different characters. Mainly it follows Chris McNeil, who is a famous movie star, and her 12-year-old daughter Reagan, as well as Chris's assistant Sharon, and their kind of like cook, and I don't really know how to describe Carl. Like, he does errands and housework and stuff like that, and he's kind of like their driver. But, I mean, they're kind of like their caretakers, but Willie and Carl, who are husband and wife. So it follows these 4 characters in one story arc as things kind of start happening around the house that they're staying in while Chris films this movie. And it just kind of progresses from there with just kind of strange noises and stuff like that, to physical things happening to her daughter Reagan, to complete like physical and mental behavioral changes happening to Reagan, to complete full-on there's either something very mentally wrong with this girl, or she's full-on possessed. So it intersperses different characters throughout the novel, but that's their main arc, until all the characters come together. And then it also follows Damien Karras, who is a father Damien Karras, who is a priest with the Catholic Church and also a psychiatrist. But he is also having kind of a crisis of faith. Like, he doesn't really know if he fits in with the church anymore, if he really believes, and so it kind of follows him and dealing with his mother, who passes shortly into the novel, and dealing with the guilt there of just stuff that goes on with that. And then our other main character is Lancaster Marin. I believe I said that right. Lancaster Marin, which I must say, that's one thing I really liked about this novel. I love the names. Damien Karras, Lancaster Marin. Like, I just really like the names of people in this novel. Like, William Peter Blatty did a good job naming his characters. Like, yeah. But then you have, like, the other people, and they're just like Chris McNeil and Reagan. Like, which for the time, I mean, not that I've heard Reagan a ton since as a girl's name, and I even Googled this. Reagan, in the years following the Exorcist book and movie, did not catch on as a girl's name, which, go figure. But I just wanted to see if that maybe was a thing. And yeah, Reagan as a girl's name, like a baby name, did not catch on. Because you see that all the time, like with Bella and like even Hermione, like you saw that kind of rise in after the books and movies, like, oh, it got on like the top 25 baby names. Yeah, Reagan did not. Which I find funny because no one wants a demon child. But getting back to Father Lancaster Marin, who is our third like main character in this book, and where we get the title, The Exorcist, which is who he is. But you really only see him at the very beginning of the book and the end, when we actually get to the actual exorcism. So if somehow you have not seen the movie or not read the book, I don't want to get too much into detail and ruin anything, because I personally I would recommend watching the movie or reading the book. I listened to the audiobook, which I must say I highly recommend, because it was voiced by the author, and I think he did a phenomenal job. And I think it came through so well because he knew his characters and he knew what like he wanted to put out with his characters. And I think he did a really good job with like the voices, and like when he's going back and forth between like the demon in Reagan's body talking to Father Karras, like, I don't know, at times I was like, ooh, like got chills a little bit. So yeah, I really liked his performance doing the audiobook, and I would highly recommend it. I don't know if it comes across as well like reading the actual physical book yourself, but I've always heard like how terrifying the book was. And yes, I will say, like, yeah, the book was creepy. Like, even though I'd seen the movie before, I knew what to expect. And that's another thing. Here again, we have the author of the book who wrote the screenplay for the movie. And it stays so true to the book. We just watched it last night. And the movie stays so true to the book. With a few little things here and there changed just for whatever reason. Timing or, you know, whatever. Like, most of the dialogue in that movie, straight from the book. Like, it like, having, both my husband and I were listening to the audiobook, like, separately, but at, like, the same time within the same, like, couple of days. And then we watched the movie together, and so, yeah, it was this weird, like, we were hearing all the same lines from the book. And, yeah, it was cool. But, yes, getting back to the whole band part of this, I completely get it. One, this is not like a, oh yeah, you should read this in high school because it's a good literary experience, like, you know, A Tale of Two Cities or 1984 or To Kill a Mockingbird. This is not what this novel is. This is straight up a horror novel for adults. So no, I don't think this should be in high schools like this. That's not what this novel is. No. So I get it. I get trying to ban this book from high schools and middle schools. Like, I get it. This book is rough, man. There is, there are some things done and said to and by a little girl that, I mean, in the context of her being possessed by a demon, even in that context, it's like, holy crap, it's shocking. Like, yeah. And yeah, I get it. I get why people would not want this book in a high school. So yeah, this is the first book of the banned book week where I fully agree. Yeah, don't put this on a reading list. Don't put this in a high school, man. I mean, if a parent is okay with their high schooler reading this book, then yeah, that's cool, man. That's on the parent. If they want their kid to read it, that's fine, whatever. But yeah, this is a very graphic, very just book that's clearly written and meant for adults to be reading. And I think, we need to realize that there's a line that needs to be drawn. I mean, we have age limits on movies and everything. We have R ratings for a reason. I mean, not that those are really followed nowadays, but I mean, we set those guidelines for a reason, and I feel like that should apply to literature too in some respects. So yes, I agree with this wholeheartedly, that this is a book that should not be in schools. Alright, you guys, I feel like this is the perfect segue into October. It's coming and I'm so excited. I'm so ready. Exorcist will lead us into October. Alright, you guys, let me know what you thought of The Exorcist. If you have read it, if you've only seen the movie, or if you've done both. Let me know your opinions on it. I'm honestly kind of wanting to check out his other works because I liked him. And yeah, I'm kind of sad to find out that he passed away this year. So, yeah. Alright, you guys. Thank you for joining me for this banned book week. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you for October.